early Monday, before the storm made landfall, we received word that we may be going to North Carolina. So we started making preparations on Monday, and Friday, we finally got the call. So the Mesa County Task Force was a 10-man unit, and GRDA, along with Pryor Fire, Locust Grove Fire, and MESTA, combined with the Quapaw tribe to become 22 men. And at that point, we became the Oklahoma Task Force 2. And so we left from Pryor and made our way to North Carolina, arrived in Raleigh on Saturday around 9 p.m. and were instantly sent from Raleigh to a town called Whiteville towards the coast. It took about 8 hours to go 45 minutes. The town of Whiteville became an island and was landlocked, and so we had to backtrack and sleep in a parking lot. The town was kind of devastated. It had hurricane damage along with flooding damage. The town was without power and no one could get in or out. So what we were tasked with was not only going and getting people from their homes, but ambulance services could not get back into Whiteville, where the only hospital in the county was. So right from the beginning, fire departments and emergency management began to call on our group to go out and meet ambulances and bring those patients back into Whiteville to the hospital. The first call that we actually had was a young lady, 28 years old, 9 months pregnant, with her contractions were a little more than 2 minutes apart, and the guys really thought that they were going to deliver a baby in their boat. So luckily, the military actually intervened, took her from us, and flew her in a Black Hawk. It was that serious. So a lot of what we did was with the military. We would take our boats, lift them off the trailer, and put them in a 2.5-ton military truck, and the military would take us through the county because it was so spread, and the military would drive as far as they could, kick GRDA out or Pryor Fire or Quapaw, the boat teams out with a paramedic, and then we would take the boat as far as we could to go and get these people back from their flooded homes, or a lot of them needed to go to dialysis. Quapaw got into where a bridge was flooded, and they went back and forth picking patients up from a ambulance service. They had a cardiac arrest. There was a car crash in another county, and they were trying to get these people into the hospital. They ended up having to put those people in the Quapaw Fire Department's boat and bring them across the flooded area, transfer it to another ambulance so the ambulance could go to the hospital there in Whiteville where we were stationed. So we were there 8 days total. There was no power for the first 4 days. Luckily, we were taken in and lived in a heat and air place. A family took us in, found us where we were staying in a parking lot, and it rained every day. Our sleeping bags, our cots were all wet, and this family saw us and said, hey, you know, we have a dry building, you're more than welcome to stay. There's no power, but it's dry, and we were glad to have it. So we went 4 days without power, and then we were finally able to make accommodations at a hotel and spent two to three nights at a hotel before we were dismissed to come home.